here, Donald?
We are crimping
What is
grass
that?
down. Basically, you're crimping the stalk, you're cracking it, and eventually it'll die off. And you're just leaving it on the soil to build up your organic matter. This is so it's basically like if you had, like for instance, cattle grazing. On average, cattle is going to eat 30% of the grass. It's going to leave 30% of the grass, and it's going to trample 30%. And this is what's the word?
I don't know, what word are you trying to think of?
This is basically to mimic trampling. So if you don't have property big enough to graze, you can still do it. You just have to become the animal. You have to physically trample to put the stuff back. That doesn't mean you're supposed to eat it.
Well, I was going to say, but you are an animal.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're supposed to eat it or waste on it.
Although you could.
To add nutrients, but this is to help. You're letting everything grow up, cramping it down, and it's going to die off.
The roots still have, they're still aerating the soil.
Yeah, the roots are still in there. They're still breaking up the soil. Earthworms are going through there still, and you're still providing a cover. That's one of the top things. You don't want to have bare soil. You want to have a cover. Bare soil like this, and this is just built up soil. There's nothing to protect the soil from the weather. So if it rains here, the water is going to evaporate.
Right.
Immediately, so it's not going to retain water, and then it's going to crack. You'll see every now and then you'll see cracks that are a sign of lack of water filtration. So as long as you have it covered, it'll keep the water inside longer. It'll also protect it from soil erosion and impacts. The number one impact on soil is rain. Not many people know that. So the grass is there to protect it from the raindrops.
So it's kind of like the roost out method or mulching. It helps to keep the water in the ground. It helps protect the bare soil.
I'll actually say it this way. The roost out method is based off of this method.
Oh, okay.
This is nature's method. But again, this is to mimic animal trampling. And we don't have big cattle, so I'm using this.
Which is just a board with a string.
Just a board and a string. It's basically the same thing people used when they were making the crop circles. Literally, it's the exact same thing.
It's Crystal and Donald from Copper Kettle Farms, and it is butchering day, so we are about to tackle all of our meat chickens in
What's left of them?
What's left of them in soon to be 90-degree weather. It's gonna be great.
Well, you got 13, right?
Yeah, I think we're only doing 13 today. So this is a method that we learned from my uncle, tying a slight noose to hold the neck so you don't have to have someone holding the neck by hand is a way to chop off the head by yourself, especially if you don't have cones. And here we've got, you can kind of see the salt in the bottom. This is where we'll put the carcasses. The salt water helps draw the blood out. We let them soak for an hour or two. And this helps loosen the feathers so they're easy to pluck off when you dip them in hot water. And again, we do it the old school way with the wood fire and large cauldron. you want them in the bag or you want them in the container here?
I'm gonna put feathers in the container, the guts we'll put in the bag.
Okay. The issue with the issue with having no plucker is you are going to have feathers left on your chicken. I have always grown up that way, so it doesn't bother me. A lot of people it probably would bother, but not me. You get what you can. You get all the dirty ones off at least, and you rinse it in the salt water. Now, a lot of times, people will do what you can have what's called a roaster, which is the whole chicken. Or if you cut it up, cut the legs and the wings off and the breasts and the thighs and stuff, you have what's called fryers. We don't really do fryers as much, so I'm not actually going to cut these up aside from cutting off the feet and gutting them. When you are cutting the feet off, you have to find the joint bone. You can kind of feel it's just like a rounded bone right here. And that's where you want to put your slit in between the two joint bones here. So you'll see the rounded joint there.
He ain't been shitting too good.
And if you want to save your chicken feet, you can. I have never actually cooked with chicken feet, so I'm not quite sure the method behind it, but and then some of these feathers off here. Find the joint bone. Do a slit in there. You're basically going to get that joint. There's like a joint cartilage, and you can like kind of snap it too. And there you go. Somebody thinks the chicken feed is for rabbits, and it's not. This is the rabbit that was topping my tomatoes. Guys, we just walked by the front of the house, which we're not out here that often. And I have a big freaking mullein right here. Down there. Look at that. Well, I'm gonna dry some of this for tea. All right, guys, we have two things we're trying to identify in the garden. Our plant app, if I can focus in here. I'm not doing your app, I'm doing the plant.
Oh.
There you go. So there's the top of it, if it would focus. And then the branch. Let me see the branch. It's kind of like spotted. Anyway, these were growing in the garden. We are trying to identify them, but so if anybody knows what these are, the app said spice bush.
Spice bush.
Don and I are out here with a raccoon trying to kill our chickens in a different pen, and a peacock. He ran down here. I had to go get the gun. We rescued two peeps. We're gonna take a look at the mama. We have a papa that's dead, another peep that's dead. You said we had an all black one that's missing?
Yeah.
It got out and ran off. This is my little Lunchable, this little peep. So we're gonna put them, the mama and these two peeps in our brooder for tonight. We've still got 2 roosters and 3 peacocks in there. I'm sweaty and gross. We're not gonna catch all of those. That's the one we heard hollering when we were going to bed just a little bit ago. What's up, mama? Damn, he tore you up.
Yeah, you did. You want to give her a chance?
Well, we'll see if she'll live until morning.